Oh my God, are we live? Hello, hello. Oh my goodness, let's clean this off. Oh, it's going to be recorded. That's okay. Let's do it anyway. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to give it a minute for people to come on in. Come on in. I'm a little late. I'm a lot late. Happy New Year's. Happy 2022. Woohoo! Let my I invited a couple of friends for reinforcement because you guys know this is my first. So some of you follow me in other platforms. So this isn't my first live like in life, but this is my first live on YouTube. And I don't know why it feels real like nerve-wracking and I'm a little nervous, but it feels so good to see y'all in here. It made me feel so much better. Yay. Hello, hello, Montreal. Monica? Did I say that right? Shantae, Jess, Ayana, Gianna, Me Before Marriage, Amber Gage, Diamond Beasley. Hello, Stephanie. Listen, Stephanie Gonzalez. Stephanie's such a beautiful name. Okay. Mhm. All right. Cherie, Shantae, hello, hello, hello. Happy 2022 from Jamaica. Listen, if you go be anywhere, you might as well be on an island. Okay, for New Year. I actually had a memory pop up, and it was 7 years ago today. I was actually in Bali at the Balinese temples, and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, I have done so many amazing things. I don't even remember it. Like, I remember going to the temple, but I didn't even know it was New Year. Like, I feel like sometimes I miss out. My lights are blinking. Sometimes I miss out on like the things that's happening because I'm constantly moving and I'm constantly in it. Hello, hello, hello. You made it. Happy New Year. Excited to be here. Just found you last night. Oh, good. Hello from the Dominican. Listen, Dominican, one of my besties, and I ain't gonna say her name, so it ain't gonna matter. She'll kill me for saying it because she's probably on here. But one of my besties is building a house in the Dominican. I have never been, but I've invited myself because that's what I do. So I love that. I love that. Thank you. Okay, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Okay, wait, making sure I didn't miss anything. Cape Cod. Okay, Cape Cod. I love Cape Cod. I bet it's so cold though. Sri Lanka. What time is it in Sri Lanka? South Africa. Happy New Year. Greetings from Georgia. I'm in Georgia too. You're inspiring, Stephanie. Thank you so much. So I feel like during live streams, you really get to like Listen, you guys are out here island living. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Monica balances life with fibromyalgia. Girl, wait. I was like, oh my, I got a friend. Didn't tell you what I was supposed to say. Side note, I know Monica for real. Why was I gonna be like, my dad don't say Monica. First off, I say Monique. Okay, so let's start there. But why was I reading it? And I was like, oh, I had a friend with fibromyalgia, and she got the same name. Okay, this is when you guys find out in real life. I feel like on video, video is like so prim, it's so proper, and like you don't really get to see people's personality. This is when you find out I'm actually a goofball in real life. 1:11 a.m. Oh my goodness. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm so sorry. Wait, let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. All right. Let's see. Hello, hello. I'm in Huntsville. I went to Huntsville, Alabama. I went to college in Huntsville, University of Alabama, Huntsville part of the time, and then I went to Alabama A&M University. But I had to leave there, honey. Let me tell you, Stephanie was not doing no work, and Stephanie was flunking. Stephanie had to leave. Stephanie could not go to a HBCU. Stephanie was just doing too much. Okay, I'm super excited to be here. You guys make me feel so much more comfortable. Thank you. And y'all know I'm new to the live here. I really appreciate it. Okay, so I really only let this hair stay in my face to come on, but we gonna pull this up and look real ugly and try to make it cute. Wait. But I only left it down for a second because I was like, baby, that ain't. Oh, girl, wait. Now this is just a little too far. You out of hand. At least try to tuck you. We'll poodle it up a little bit. Okay. You went to UH? Okay. Listen, you guys know I'm a Southern girl. I really do try to speak my words correctly, but sometimes when I get really comfortable, it comes out. I'm sure you've seen that in videos. There are videos where I'm like keeping it all together, and then other videos you're like, wait, is she from the South? Yep, I'm an Alabama girl. Birmingham, Alabama is my hometown. Okay, so we good. All right. I'm gonna try to keep it professional. I'm not. It's Saturday, it's New Year's. I was gonna try for real, but I am gonna try to bring you like all this good information you need. I think part of my you went to A&M too. See how excited you did. I love that. You normal Alabama. So I really do try to like keep it prim proper and all those things, but live streams, it never stay that way. So I don't even think I'm gonna try today. I can get really focused, like I'm very serious, but I play a lot at the same time. No, give us the real. We're ready. Listen, I play so much. Yanni the dog. Listen, I play a lot. I play too much. For real, okay? I really do. So I announced this like 4 days ago, and so if you missed that, there is a link on the video right before this where you can, or in the under the what you call it, the communications tab where I can like post whatever you call notifications, whatever it is, where I'll be typing and posting pictures. Under there is a link you can go and you can sign up for the guide to subconscious manifesting, the actual guide. I sent it out maybe a few hours ago. No, a couple of hours ago. I had it scheduled to go out. And on there, basically you need that along with this, because the guide by itself without seeing the masterclass is just not going to benefit you in it. You'll be like, what the heck is this? Okay. Community tab. Thank you, girl. Cause you already know I'm over here. Listen, it's Saturday. We on vacation. It's New Year. All right. So I want to jump into this. I want to let everybody know. I feel like basically everyone's new to me. So I started this YouTube channel a year ago. September made a year. I posted 3 videos and I didn't post any more for a year. Like no more. I was like, all right, that's enough of that. But there were several people just from that video who were like, please come back. We need this information. So September of this year, I was like, you know what? Let me just come be consistent. I do have 2 other businesses that I run, so they keep me pretty busy, but also I make excuses to be like, you know what? I just not gonna make a video. But I realized as soon as I started back making videos, you guys need this information. I mean, I went through the same thing I think a lot of us go through in our brains, especially if you are entrepreneur at all. We go through the it's enough people having this conversation thing. So I'm like, you know what? I don't really need to make videos. But I quickly realized when I started that there was a piece that was missing that people needed to hear. And I feel like the conversation is not really being had around the subconscious piece. And for me, being a neurophysicist, it's important for me that you understand both sides, the spiritual aspect and the science aspect. It's important to understand that so you will know why these steps that I gave you inside of that guide is extremely, extremely important. Okay. Because you can visualize all day, you can affirm all day. And if you don't actually work to shift your subconscious, your life is going to feel like you're constantly on a roller coaster and working in the next goal and the next goal. And it literally feels like you're on a hamster wheel, like you're always on to the next thing. When wouldn't it be easier if you could manifest from a space of, y'all know this song? Where she be, I can't think of nobody's name, Jesus. She like, I think it, I want it, I got it. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Ariana Grande? I want it, I got it. In my head, I know what song I'm talking about, and y'all do too, okay? On that song, I thought that was perfect because when you really get to a space where you embody this, it literally becomes, I think it, I want it, and then it shows up. I take whatever action necessary. Sometimes I don't even have to take an action and it shows up. You get what I'm saying? to me, that is a much better space to manifest anything you want. Whether it, y'all know I hate talking about manifesting SPs. It annoys the, yes, Seven Rings. I love this song. So cute. But I hate talking about SPs, but the truth is you can manifest anything you want. You can manifest a man, a woman, a cat, a dog, a house, a car, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses, money, clients, just a little sex if that's what you want. Like, you can just manifest anything that you want. And I think that is such a much better place and space to come from, as opposed to creating this environment where it's like, okay, so now I need a man or I need a woman. So let me be like, okay, so I'm gonna focus on him. I'm gonna focus on her. Okay, I'm gonna change my self-concept. Okay, I'm amazing. I'm worthy. I'm beautiful, to focus on this. But then over here, your little finances ain't popping. Your car might need some work. Your relationship with your friends and family is kind of screwed. And transparently, your relationship with yourself screwed too. Honestly, subconscious reprogramming, this way of manifesting, creates an environment where no matter what it is that you desire, you can get it with ease. Does that make sense to y'all? Does that make sense? Check the comments, because when I get into these steps, I won't be checking them as often because I'm scatterbrained. I'm not going to pretend I'm not. I am. Okay. And if you've seen me on my regular lives, you know that, like, we will be talking about the sun, the moon, and the stars. And I'll be like, how did we get here? And what were we talking about? So thank you for sharing. It's okay. You're only human. Harlem World, New York. Let me see. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Happy New Year from Brooklyn. I love New York. It's so cold. Unless you guys are like us, we've been on like a little heat thing. I don't know. It's been in the 70s. I haven't experienced a warm Christmas in a long time. It's been a long time, but it was warm for Christmas and New Year. Loving your energy, Gems girl. Thank you. Makes perfect sense. Perfect. Where have you been all my life? Girl, I've been here, honey. I have been here. Shoot, it's about to be lit. Oh goodness. I love that Manifest and Monopoly song. I don't know if I ever heard that one, have I? But you know what? She got one. See how I'm fit to get scatterbrained? Hold on, stick with me. Ariana Grande, her last album had a song that I promise I played out when she was like, y'all know what I'm talking about. What she say? And I know the song. Don't play. Wait, let me go. Let me open Tidal real quick. Y'all know it's a Manifest song. Just like magic. That song. Y'all don't want me to sing it though. Let's be clear. Y'all want me to sing it. But listen, when that song came out, I was like, oh God, you sent this song just for me. Because don't that be how it is? Literally, I don't care what it is. And I have to be aware that this information, this magic, I know, because it works all the time. It works for the good and the bad. You guys saw my video talking about the rent situation. Like, everything, when I start thinking things, if I think on it and let me attach just a little bit of feeling to it, it comes like that. I feel like that's a skill that has to be cultivated though, because so many times we're all over the place. Clearly, you see, I can get scatterbrained. You kind of have to cultivate that skill, but I'm really at that point in my life where I have to really watch everything that comes out my mouth, because, and sometimes I say things and usually it's someone around me like, no, don't say it. I'm like, oh, you know what? I wouldn't even think. Thank you, boo, because I get to manifesting quickly. I enrolled, wasn't ready to head to Arizona as okay. You're such an inspiration to me. We're going to hang out one day. I love how you're manifesting me. Let me tell you something, self-taught nails. I haven't seen my friend on here, but I have another friend. I got 2 friends who aren't. Actually, I don't know if the other one on here. And being that I ain't seen her comment, I don't know if she on here now. Let me not say it. I love to get mad with my friends when I'm like, I told you to come support me. Anyway, I have another friend, strange enough, self-taught nails. We became friends maybe like 4 years ago. And just randomly on my social media one day, I was sharing some of my press from years ago. So back in 15 or 16, I was featured in Harper's Bazaar, and it talked about my consulting company and how I left my corporate gig and had built this company or whatever. But the thing about Harper's Bazaar, and I feel like the way things went in 2020 and 2021 really did work to shift a little bit of this, but still not fully. I'm gonna need y'all to trust me on this one. Still not fully when it comes to the media. But the thing about the article in Harper's Bazaar, you would never have known I was a Black woman. Ever. You would never have known. Because instead of using my photos, they used stock images. And they used stock images of a white woman on the beach with her computer. And so if you read it and you didn't know me or had never heard of me, you would have thought that I was a white woman who had quit my corporate job and had built this company that allowed me to like travel and enjoy life. So randomly, like every few years, I would post it when I think about it. So I posted it like 2 years ago, and she literally texts me like, "Oh my God, is this you?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Stephanie, I manifested you," which is like the cutest story in the world. If you're on here, friend, do you remember telling me that? She was like, "I manifested you." I'm like, "What?" She was like, "No, I read this and I was like, I'm going to be friends with this girl." Cut to probably a year or two later. It wasn't that much longer. I feel like we became friends in 18, I think. I think in 18. I don't even know how she connected with me, to be honest. I have no clue how she even got in like my sphere. And we ended up connecting and I loved her. She was like a little sister from like moment one. And I was like, I don't know how you got here because I don't let people in easy, but I love you. And then later it comes out about the article and it's like, you totally manifested me. Like, how else would that ever have happened? You live in Florida. We would have never met. So it's interesting. So I love that you're manifesting me. And I'm saying it to say anything can happen for real. Anything can happen. Loved your testimony about the angel. Sometimes I still cry about the guide was emailed to you. So if you signed up for the guide, as long as you signed up before I think 12:30 or 1 o'clock today, you have the guide. If you signed up after, then you will have to get the guide later because you didn't go out in the list with everyone else. Let's see, where are we? I found you this morning. You arrived in divine timing. I love that. I love that. I love how diverse your life is and that you're from Alabama. It's really inspiring. Glad I found you. Looking forward to this content. Money self-concept is definitely the move. It is, because listen, now I know everybody had their challenges in life, but I feel like when you get that down, then you can really focus on other things because like say you're sick without finances, how do you pay for the best health care? You know, like I hate when people say money can't, like money isn't everything. It can't buy love. And it's like, no, it can't buy love. But I remember reading in The Science of Getting Rich years ago, and it was the first time I heard this, is that love is denied expression by lack. Love is denied expression by lack. And I sat with it for a minute. I was like, hold on, now wait a minute now. Because like I love, and it's true, it's the expression of the love past the words and past the time. Like we know we all have love languages. What if who you love, their love language is a gift, right? I mean, yeah, you cutting them roses off that bush outside is real cute. And after a while, I might want more. I might want a nice dinner, and then I spoil myself. So then I need somebody who can spoil me too. So I might need a nice dinner overlooking the Eiffel Tower. You get what I'm saying? Y'all get it. Y'all get it. Listen. What are your thoughts on imagining? I'm sure we're going to talk about that today. You should always imagine your inner world. You were manifesting this week for me because I needed to hear your message so much. I love that. I love that. Oh my God. I signed up yesterday but did not get the guide. You definitely should have gotten a guide. Check your spam and like junk boxes, and then try typing in my name because it comes from my website is Stephanie Sinclair. You can actually type in the whole email it would have been coming from, and it would be coming from Stephanie at stephaniesinclair.com. Sinclair with a Y spell, just like it here is here on the channel. If you still don't have it though, when we're done, if you will DM me over on Instagram and give me your email address, let me check it, and then I can like manually send it out. Okay. Hopefully that works. Myself or my assistant will do that for you. Girl, Nichelle, girl, we ain't through that journal. That's what it was. The journal ain't done, girl. But I'm gonna send it when we're done. That's what it is. So you got the guide, but the journal is coming. You should have it within like the next 24, 48 hours. Give it to Monday just because it's a holiday weekend. Money is energy and can definitely provide. Listen, I know I can manifest when I heal my endometriosis. Yes, now I want money, money, money. What is y'all don't have the guide? That is so interesting. If you have the guide, let me know. Well, I can see who opened it when I log in. Um, oh, y'all saying y'all didn't get the guide? Check my oh, you got it? You said nope, got it. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Um, are you the only guy here? I don't know if you're the only guy here, but you're not the only guy that connects with me. I have had several guys message me on Instagram for like my podcast, and they're like, "You always say women, but men listen to you too." So I can say that, you know. Perfect time. I have my guy. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. I was I'm like, what is happening? Oh, they have to confirm their email. Okay, so if you register and you didn't confirm the email, that would be why you didn't get the guide. Yeah. I had to search for the guide. It was in promotions. Yes, for Gmail. Yes, yes, yes. It definitely. Okay, perfect. All right, get your guys out. Let's get ready to dig in this. Jocelyn Monique, are you still on here? Janelle, are you on here? Let me see. Okay, so let's dig in. So for those who do not know, I have manifested, we all, let's be clear, we all manifest everything in our lives. We manifest the good, we manifest the bad. But let me just say this, I have consciously manifested everything in my life for, I would say, consciously since 2011. And I got really, really like focused around 2013, 2014. I was really big into digging my ditches. And this was way before the science part of it. This was more on the spiritual side, right? Um, oh, good. Not the only guy here. Perfect. Found it in promotions. I'm glad you found it, Charlie. All right, great, great, great. And like I said, so now you know to look for the journal over there too. I will post it in under the tab that y'all told me that I keep forgetting the name of. I'll post it when we send it out so you guys will know the guide is out so you can search for it. I love your cover photo. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So yeah, I've consciously manifested everything. I talk a lot about, I'm a single parent. My son is 15. He turned 15 in November. And it's interesting because I can't say I grew up in poverty. I definitely grew up in a traditional middle class family. And what happens though is, and this is really important, I'm telling you this story and it's going to connect to one of these steps. When I became an adult, like my mom was really serious about who I spend my time around, almost like two streets, almost like a hoverer. So when I became old enough that I could hang out with whoever I wanted to and do whatever I wanted to, I definitely started to hang out with people more on the lack end. And here's why that's important, because energy is contagious. Energy is contagious. And so if you start being around people and everybody's having money problems and everybody's have those issues, that becomes a part of your story. And it definitely became a part of my story. But thank goodness I was not there long. I had a good 2-3 years now. And so I had a little time in there, but it did not last too long. And I quickly learned, like, I was like, no, this could not be right. Isn't God, this is my conversation with me. And y'all don't have to agree, but this was my conversation with me. God, now I know some must be wrong because there is no way you brought me in this earth and I have caviar taste and I ain't got no money to buy the caviar. It is no way that I am deeply desiring travel and exploration and all these nice things. And I ain't got no money. Like, it's no way. And I was convinced of that. And it might sound silly. I think that sounds silly to a lot of people. But for me, it felt like it was a mixed match. Like, girl, was you born to the wrong family, the wrong body? Like, y'all know I felt like I should have been not a Vanderbilt because they went broke, but like a something else. You didn't even have to know my family name, but I knew I wasn't supposed to be on food stamps. That didn't sound right to me. I was like, now wait a minute now, because I want to be on a plane. This is my truth. My truth. And a lot of people don't agree with it. And a lot of people don't like it. Now, I say this all the time. My personality is like you either really love me or you really don't. And I like it like that, actually. That means I have a point of view. It means I have a point of view. But that was how I was. And I was like, God, I know you are calling me to do more on this earth. I know dang on well that I am not, my story ain't supposed to be struggle. I know that's not right. And that's also not the space that I'm supposed to be sharing from. I'm supposed to be sharing from a space of abundance. And it's like, I had to sit with, if we really believe God, the universe, source is a source of abundance, why are we not abundant? It ain't got nothing to do with God. So that's when I really kind of just dove into manifesting and really put myself in there fully. And from then I built a multi-7-figure consulting company, started a tea company last year that was evaluated at 3 million. And I've been God on like probably every major platform, magazine, all those different things. And I have to tell you, I'm not special. I'm like really like, oh, well, let's be clear. Let's switch that up, baby. Let's switch that up. She's special. Somebody commented on my video the other day and was like, you just think you better than everybody else. And I was going to be like, well, actually, I think I'm special as hell. And you better think you're special too. And I was like, girl, look at this girl on. This lady is crazy. This lady is nuts. Do you hear me? She gets to be nuts. Take that back. I'm special as hell, but I'm just as human as anybody else. And I haven't done anything that anybody else can do. Right. I just tapped into it. And so it's important for you to know that. It's important for you to believe that from the very beginning, to really believe that deeply, that you really were created in God's image. And if God can tell a mountain to move, so can you. That power was given to you. You have just decided not to wear your crown. You have decided not to take that control. And it's almost like, I remember the first time I heard that, it felt uncomfortable. It was like, wait. Now, y'all know I'm Birmingham, Alabama, Bible Belt. You know, that feels like a little blast for me. And it took me a while to really get it and really grasp that thing, that I have been given dominion. Over my world. I have been giving dominion over everything happening in my life. Remember that video I did, if you hadn't seen it, about having free will? And nobody has free will in your life. And it wasn't until I really sat with, like, no, for real, I have been given dominion. And why am I sitting here waiting for some blessings to come down when I can just claim these blessings and say they are and move as they are? Not say they are and then secretly be like, oh my God, I'm so worried. Oh my God, what if this doesn't happen? No, that's not moving in. You're not acting like you over this world of yours. You acting like you just a participant in it, and you're at the mercy of the world. I remember being there. It's not true though. You've chosen that truth, and now it's time for you to choose another truth. It's time for you to choose a truth where you are the master of. Well, I mean, you know, James Allen told us, the master of your fate, right? Where you are the master, because you are. And it's like, until you step into that, you can't really fully be that. Okay. All right. So the first step, guys, I went on like this whole tangent. I hope y'all feeling it. And that's the thing about me. I'll start talking, and then now we got to spend 20 minutes talking about this whole thing. Let me see if I catch the chat before I move on to this first step. I found your channel just before going to sleep last night, and I've been binge watching the whole day. Yay, I love it. The inner knowing. Exactly. You're so right. Energy can either elevate you or destroy you. It's so important to protect your internal energy so it can grow and blossom. Exactly. Yes, you want to share from abundance. Listen, it's funny because, you know, I only tell that story very rarely. Even in my consulting business and coaching, most of the time people love to tell like rags to riches stories. I don't. And the reason I typically don't is more so to do with the fact that I'm not trying to create more of that. And the more you let yourself go there, like it's mix match vibes and mix match energies. So typically, I rarely tell the story. If it comes up, it comes up. But a lot of people, they base their businesses on, I was broke a year ago, baby. No, I wasn't. Show what? Nope. Nope. We never claim that. Absolutely not. There was a version of me who didn't know her power. She did not sit in her power. When she didn't sit in her power, she had issues. But this Stephanie that you are looking at right here has always been abundant. Okay. This version, this quantum version. I'm starting manifesting tomorrow morning. I'm watching your guy on how after this live. Girl, you start manifesting right now in this moment. What you mean? You right now in this moment, you're manifesting. Original royalty. There is no manifesting tomorrow. We are manifesting in every minute, every second. You are either manifesting consciously or unconsciously, but every moment you are manifesting. You are in creation. Period. Yes, you is special, sis. I love it. You is special. Y'all so silly. Love your humor and energy. Thank you so much. She was just jelly. I wouldn't even go tell her. I was like, girl, I did get a little pity at the end. And then I was like, all right, Stephanie, that's enough. Leave it alone, girl. Leave it alone. You go way too left. And then everybody else gonna be reading this and gonna be like, Stephanie a bitch. And I'll be like, I am. When you be picking with me, leave me alone. I don't bother nobody. Leave me alone. Okay. I told myself this morning I was a bat. And you are, girl. And I had a power and walk in it. Okay. Okay. The knowing. Yes. Wait, it moved. Wait, this is so quick. It moved too fast. All right, I totally get it regarding being from the South and Black church. Yes, I discovered I was sitting waiting on my damn talents. Listen to me. Thank you for talking about dominion and free will. It's our biblical right. Exactly. Captain of my soul. So different than what church teaches us. Exactly. I'm the master of my, yes, exactly. We love tangents. The baby, I goes on them. Do not encourage them tangents. Do not. Let's not. How late am I? Girl, we ain't even on number one yet in this 310. Okay. So let's go there. But even though we're not on number one yet and it's just 310, I'm going to promise y'all something about me. Sometimes we do this. We be in these little tangents. There's rarely a time that I speak that you can't pull a lesson from what I'm talking about, because unconsciously, like I don't even do it on purpose. Unconsciously, I'm just a teacher, and so usually, even before we've gotten to step 1, 2, 3, 4, you got a page of notes based off of the conversation and the dialogue we're having already. And I just feel like that's been my gift. That's something that I've been given. I mean, it depends on who you ask. I remember my mama used to be like, Stephanie, I don't want to hear that right now. And I'm like, what? Like, I was trying to help, but okay, let me mind my own business. I'm so feeling this. You remind me of myself. I love it. Yes, the right person will find you. Same with me binge watching and podcasting. Found you yesterday. I love that. What you focus on expands. Can you elaborate more on love is denied expression by lack? So we know I gave the one example about the love languages, but here's the thing. I love my son, and the love of a mother, I'm going to use this as an example because it's just super easy, right? The love of a mother is to provide and protect. When we look at the triangle, the scale, I think it's supposed to be a triangle. This look like I'm throwing up Jay-Z and Beyonce Rock Nation thing, but I'm not. Anyway, when you look at the triangle, the scale of what's needed and necessary in life is safety and security are the first ones. When I was in a space of I can't keep a roof over my head, which means I can't keep a roof over my son's head. Though I loved him, the expression of keeping him safe and secure, my lack prevented. If I didn't have food, the expression of safety and security, which food part of that too, right? That when we think about safety and security, we're thinking of a roof over our head, a warm place to sleep, soft bed, food in your stomach. You're thinking of all those things. So if I can't feed you, and not just feed you, if I can't feed you healthy, nourishing, nutritious foods, my love is denied expression. I love you. I love you so much, but I'm struggling to express that because of lack. The very things that showcase my love as a mother, I am unable to do. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I'm hoping so. Wait. I don't do readings. I'm just a medium by like birth, like not even helping it. I didn't even know I was a medium till a few years ago. And I was like, wait, everybody don't see like shadows and stuff, but I don't do readings because I'm busy with like my business. But I just am. I mean, sometimes like my friends end up, I'd be like, uh. So, and then I'm bringing up stuff. I'm like, I don't even want to, but wait, I hope that makes sense. Okay, good, good, good. All right, perfect. So when you think about love being denied expression by lack, think of it like that. Love has to be more than a feeling. Think about like your romantic partner. Your romantic partner can say they love you all day, but there needs to be something behind their love. And I'm not trying, I'm about to say something that's probably gonna step on some toes. I don't know whose, but it's just me. You don't have to agree. Let me say this. This is what usually when it's very opinionated, I say, hey, this me. This is how I feel. You don't have to agree. But I don't want no bro man. I don't want no bro man, not because I'm actually gifts is my last love language, but there are things I love like experiences. I love to be able to say, baby, let's go to wherever and get a nice hotel. I don't want to be in a hotel that I can't sleep naked because somebody crawl up my vagina. But your lack can't put me in something that's clean. Y'all understand what I'm saying? You can tell when my voice changed, I'm finna go real crazy. Sorry, yeah, sorry. Ooh, but I'm just saying, for me, he can't express his love to me. I love bouquets of flowers for no reason, honey. Right now, when we done, we having lobster and shrimp and crab legs for dinner. And Sam's Club prices was a little out of control for them crab legs, them king crab legs. That them things was like $40 earlier. Well, not this year because we in the new year, but earlier last year. And then them things was like $80. I said, y'all lost y'all man. Now, that broke man ain't gonna want to pay $80. I ain't want to pay $80. But as a matter of fact, let me not even lie to y'all. I didn't pay $80. I did not get them king crab legs. I said they lost their man. I'm gonna get these little skinny little crab legs over here. That's 40. We'll get these right here. But what I'm saying is he wouldn't want to pay the 40 either. That's the point I'm making. So in the way that I need to be loved, you know what I'm saying? In the way that I need to be loved, mama needs to be fed. Do you hear me? She needs to have amazing experiences. She likes to have a nice home. She want to make sure her car always stay. Y'all, I can't put neither one of my cars can I put regular gas in. It be making me mad sometimes. But I can only put premium gas in my car. Sir can't even afford my gas. Not that he has to buy me, but these are just basic things. I'm a grown woman. I'll be 40 in February. At 40 years old, we ain't just sitting up looking at each other no more. We ain't like you pretty, you cute, you fine. Baby, what do you bring? With a hard G, right? Because I know what I bring. What do you bring? So when we think about love, it sounds cute when people be like, you can't buy love. Nah, you can't buy love, but you will have a very hard time showcasing that love. Go get pregnant by a broke man and not have insurance. And watch how quick he tell you to get on Medicaid. And then what if your income too high for Medicaid? He can't even pay for you to have your baby. Y'all making me go real left. Sorry. But y'all get the point. It's denied expression. So you might love me, but you can't express it. I hope that makes sense. February 8th, February 6th in this piece. Hey. You know, I think we the best sign. We the best sign. We a little aloof sometimes, but we the best sign. Where do I get the guide? So if you haven't signed up for the guide, you have to sign up for it, and then I will resend it after this is over. That's a higher level of standards involved in love. February 3rd. I love it. All these February Aquarius. I'm here for it. You know what? I'm gonna come back to this because I want to talk about this persistent, but I need to get into number one. And here's the thing. I can't believe I almost missed this. No, you didn't miss it. You don't miss it. If I don't come back to the persistent question, ask me again towards the end so I can hop in. Because here's the thing: when you actually really begin to embody the person and you really begin to focus on subconscious, you ain't gotta persist. You just are. That's why I don't like the traditional. Y'all know I love Neville. I love Neville. I love Neville lectures. I probably, at one point, I used to listen to Neville every day. I probably listen to something about him once a week. I love Florence Scovel Shinn. I love In the Game of Life and How to Play It. I love Wallace D. Wattles, The Science of Getting Rich. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, but also his newer book, With the Conversation with the Devil, whatever the name of it was. I love those things. And also, when you become the person, I want y'all to get what I'm about to tell y'all. When you become the person who has what they desire, what are you persisting for? You only have to persist on things you don't have. You only have to persist on things you don't have, right? So when you look at the brains, when you look at the actual makeup of the brain of different people, right? But I'm gonna go with people who will go with wealth because that's my focus. That's just my shoes. I don't know what to say. It's just my shoes shit. Creating the life of your dreams. Literally, when certain conversations are had, certain parts of the brain actually light up, right? Different parts light up based upon your upbringing and your programming. It's a key part of the reason why people who grew up wealthy, and not just wealthy, but with a knowing that they forever have wealth, learning about money, all those things, they never have an issue with money. They can lose money and start another billion-dollar company again. They can bankrupt and do it again, and they can keep doing it because literally that's their makeup. But it's not because they were born that way and somehow they're special. No, it's their programming. So if you're really programmed, if you really get to a point where you have this knowing that I have dominion, there go that dominion word again, that I have dominion and I can have everything I want. That means you're not questioning. What the hell you persisting on? That means I said I want it. And even if I don't see it in the 3D, I know it's mine. So I'm going to go on about my business. I'm going to go eat this croissant because I see that croissant over there on that counter. It look real good. I'm going to go eat this croissant and I know what I want finna show up over here. I ain't got to persist. You only persist when you haven't actually done the first part of the work, which is to know who you are. And who you are is the person that can have anything and everything they want. Does that make sense? I could tell you where. Could you really? I love y'all. My best friend since the 4th grade is February 14th, but it's Leo. Okay, so my sun is Aquarius, but my moon is in Leo. You probably could tell that too. Little nuts. Okay, all right. Yes, Outwitting the Devil. I saw it for a minute. Yep, Denny, that's it. Outwitting the Devil. Victoria, listen, girl, I've been telling them you ain't really late. I'm here, but we ain't even started. We started though, but we ain't really started. I'm so ashamed. We've been going for 43 minutes. I'm so ashamed. I ain't ashamed for real. Yeah, this is me in real life. So if I ever go live, just know y'all coming on here for about 2-3 hours. Just be like, you know what? This one right here, baby, she go talk and she's gonna give us the goods and we gonna be on here. All right. Yeah, so being persistent about a particular thing. Well, and actually, let me back up. It depends. If you're using the layman's way of reprogramming. But there are also different programs where you actually can go to a neurophysicist and be hooked up to actually different centers where there's not a lot of persistence there. So not really, it just depends on what we're talking about. But what I think she was talking about is like, if I want to manifest, we'll go for a new phone, right? If I want to manifest a new phone and I'm just persisting on the new phone, the new phone, the new phone, the new phone, persisting is not dropping. So we're talking about manifesting. You ain't like, oh, I need a new phone. Oh, I need a new phone. Oh, I need a new phone. You may sit for a minute with like, okay, I need a new phone. Let me figure out what kind of phone I want. You decide what it looked like. You decide all those things. And once your subconscious actually gets, I got this new phone, there is nothing to persist. I hope that makes sense. Will this be safe to see again? So I don't know. I'm going to think it is, but it's my first time going live. So my first answer is yes, but I don't really know. I'm gonna hope so because I got a feeling it's good. Like I'm in the inside of it, so I don't know, but I feel like it's good, and we ain't even really did that yet. Okay, anyway, yeah, let me stay focused. Let me say, wait, can you please send me the link to register? No, it's not on my site. So it is. Yeah, tell them where the link is. It's under the thing. Y'all already told me and I forgot. Under the announcement sections, the communication section. The section. It's on the site. Sorry. Somebody help. Can y'all tell her where the link is? Community tab is under community tab, Stephanie. It's community tab. Think about it, Stephanie. It's like a community tab. Girl, it's community tab. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. Okay. All right. So let me get in here because yeah, this would maybe what I'll do another day is a whole Q&A and I actually teach something because I could be doing this and not ever get into this content. So let's do this. Step one is as opposed when you are subconsciously manifesting, one of the biggest mistakes that I see made is people like to manifest things. People like to manifest houses, cars, people, food, phones, computers. But the reality is the way you start manifesting those things like this, that everything you touch is magic, is you move from manifesting things to you move to manifesting just your life in general. So how do you do that? Right? How do you do that? Because manifesting these things, it's like, yeah, you think you want it, and then you go on, and we not manifesting, we not persisting on a thing anymore. What we want to do is think about what we desire our entire life to look like. So if you have the guide, you'll see big picture there. That's what that is. And if you have a printer, you can print it real quick, or you had time to print it. If not, just use your notebook or whatever and follow the prompts on there. So where it says big picture, what it's talking about is if you right now in this moment had the biggest expansive life possible that your heart desires. And this is important. And actually, I think you should come back to this in the guide. I would say every 6 months. And the reason I say that is because sometimes what we think our heart desires is what we have been told we are supposed to desire. Yeah, how y'all block people? You just report them? How y'all do it? You put them in timeout? What you put them in? Is timeout for life? Because I want you to die in here. Wait, not for real in real life. Oh, Lord, take that back. Take that back. Take that back. But I want these messages in here to die off and go away. No. You reported them. Thank you. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how this works. Okay, good. Like, what is happening? So you want to think about if you could have anything in the world right now, don't think about a person, think about the full picture. What does your life look like? I want you to think about where you live, not just the home, but the city, the state, the house, the high rise, the apartment, the cottage. What do you drive? What do you eat every day? How often do you go on vacation? You go on holiday? Do you have holiday homes? How do you dress? Are you into like jewelry and stuff? And Jasmine, if you don't know these things, that means that you have gotten so far away from you. And Jasmine, what I want you to do is trust that your soul knows, because your soul does know, right? So, what I would like to give you as an assignment, if you don't know, is every night you set the intention that you're shown what you truly desire. And don't get it from like other pieces, but I'm going to tell you like other places, because social media will have you feeling like you want a Maserati, right? Like social media will have you feeling like you're lacking something. So set the intention and allow. Yeah, it's definitely, well, I guess it's living in the end of the ultimate look on your life. But usually when, now I'm not talking about Neville, even though we know that's where we first heard it was Neville. When you hear people talking about living in the end, they'll be like, if you want the car, drive the car, live in the end and drive the car. And it's like, but damn, I want more than the car. I want the car, the house, the man, the dog, the cat. I want all of it. So big picture, live in the end, not living the end of the thing. Like you're going to find that most of my teachings, there'll be similarities, but I'm not a small picture thinker at all. All you're going to be doing with all of that, like, oh, I need a new car. Let me manifest a car. And I'm going to persist on this. And this is what I'm going to see. And I'm going to see myself just driving a car. That's all you're going to be doing in your life. And I ain't trying to be funny, but you're going to be tired. You're not going to enjoy the beach you land on. You're not gonna be able to really like just be in the water, because you're in the water like, maybe I should be picturing myself driving this car while I'm in the water with the flow. Ask me how I know, because I've been there and been that part of life before where it's like, right? Girl, it don't even matter. I don't want no, you don't have to want, listen, and ain't nothing wrong with Kia Rio. Let me tell you. I tell everybody. So my last car I bought was a couple of years ago, and it's a BMW convertible, and I bought it. It's his fault. His as in upstairs, my son. Maybe I could have been doing something else. I don't even never drive that car. The sun, first off, it's hot in the summertime, and the sun on my forehead. Then my hair flying all in the wind. But then and so now I just went and bought a liability. This was stupid. It was just stupid. It was just a stupid, girl. You ain't gotta listen to me. And for my house in Italy, I am buying a Fiat. Okay. I already decided I'm going to give me a nice little Fiat. I will be driving. And I'm going to enjoy my Fiat. And if I find another little small, cute car that I like, because I mean, y'all know it's a village, a small village, but I'm going to drive me a little car. It don't matter what it is. And that's why I always say we can't allow ourselves to get caught up in what we see around us, because it'll have you feeling like you ain't dreaming big enough and you're not wanting big enough. Find out what big enough is for you, right? For you, find out what that looks like for you, because it's going to be different for everybody. Like, the land I just bought, we're clearing it in January, and I'm building a farm. And like everybody else want to like build like this big, huge situation. But listen, I do need big, because I got a lot of people, only my son, but then friends, family, etc. But I want to do an earthen building, an eco-friendly house. Like, people not online, like, hashtagging goals for earthen house. Like they not, sustainability isn't popular, right? But we can forget our goals. I was telling my friends, y'all know on Facebook, they got the 10-year challenge or whatever. So I logged into an old Facebook page of mine, and I was going to do the 10-year challenge. I was looking for pictures of me 10 years ago, but baby, let me tell you something. Them pictures ain't never go see the light. Do you hear me? They not going to see. I'm not posting them. But what I noticed was 10 years ago, listen, if I was like still like that church girl, I would have probably shouted. Like I could feel the energy. I felt like I need to shout, honey. I'm on the page and I see that a decade ago, I went to Virginia and I toured a 100-acre property to buy 100 acres because I wanted to build a sustainable farm with earthen buildings on there. And I had forgot about it. Like as soon as I was like, oh my God, I forgot about this. But life moves on and getting caught up in the crowd, like my mentors, multimillionaires and billionaires and mansions and private flights, I got shifted, right? Like what I thought I wanted shifted, like, oh no, like you want this. And let me tell you something, there's nothing like living it to be like, all right, that was cute. But I actually want like dirt to put my feet in. And I want to be able to go outside and give me a couple eggs from the chickens outside. And I don't want to, like, I never post my cars on social media, but I want a Highland, let's call it a Scottish Highland cow. They so pretty, yeah. They so pretty. They got bangs. Side note, I'm actually not a country girl. I'm from the city and I'm scared of everything. So in my head, this sounds like a good idea. I don't know how this go actually work when time comes. I'm gonna have to find some people to take care of the animals and stuff. And in my head, I'm gonna go for it, but we gonna see because I'm scared of everything in real life. But that's what excites me. And that's not popular. That's not the mainstream popular of what wealth is supposed to look like. And for years, I felt like, okay, Stephanie, even though you want this don't look, that ain't nobody gonna believe you. Let me tell you, it's some freedom that come with. I don't care if you believe me or not. Long as Chase Bank believes me. Long as Chase believes me. Okay. There's some freedom that comes with that, right? But I had to grow to that because even I got caught up, I got caught up in this what I want and this what I'm gonna do. And you know, it happens. So I would say set an intention for your desires to be shown to you, right? Because the only reason you think you don't know right now is because you've put walls around what's available to you. But when you really step into actually anything's available to you, anything. I mean, not to get political, but Trump became president. I don't even think he thought, in my mind, I think he thought in the beginning it was like a kiki, like this a joke, and he became president. Like to me, it's like, oh, anything's possible. You cannot have credentials and get like the highest job in the land, right? That's important. I mean, and this again, it's not political. I think you can look at every situation, good or bad, and learn something from it. And if you didn't learn from that you can have, be, and do anything you want to. You missed a lesson. You missed a learning opportunity. Okay. Um, I don't even remember who asked me that. I'm sorry, Jasmine. I think it was Jasmine who asked me that. Wait, I might have missed something because Anna said to Jasmine as specific as it feels comfortable. I probably missed something, Jasmine. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Okay. I see it. Like, I guess, do we really have to be that specific? You know what? You can be broad. You can be broad. Like, so when I got ready to move from the West, because I lived in Las Vegas, back over here to this side of the country, I didn't know where I wanted to move. I just knew I wanted to be somewhere where I saw trees. And I love Vegas, by the way. I love Vegas. Love. Okay. And I miss it every day. But I wanted to be somewhere I saw trees and I wanted to be within 5 hours of Birmingham, which is where my mother is and my brother. But my mother's getting older. And so I don't want to be so far from her all the time. That's the only thing about Italy and being there full time. So I can go part time. She can fly out, same thing. But you can have a broad view, but know what it looks like. And more than that, even if you don't know specific details, try this, Jasmine. What do you feel like? What does it feel like? I'm going to tell you what I felt. And every time I do this exercise, and it's always another level. You want to know what I feel when I think about my next level? Peace. And at one point, I would have been like, rich. I'm like, no, baby, it feels peaceful. Peaceful is what it feels like. Oh, I'm at peace. All is well. All is good. Peace. right? So that should work too. I hope that answers your question. Let me scroll back down. You're welcome. And Bridget, drive your Range Rover, later this year and also now. So I did this like once or twice. I message retracted. You know what? It'd be so weird. Like, side note, why when you send a message to somebody you deleted it, I always tell the people you deleted it. It's like, come on now, YouTube. Come on, because Facebook do that too. Come on now. If I deleted the message, I ain't even want them to know I sent the message. Don't be telling people. Anyway, let me sip my coffee. That's cold. I have a Mercedes as well, a SUV. And something that I don't talk about this. I feel like you really have to know me to know this. I rented cars for like 4 years because my credit was shot. I had money, but my credit didn't say so at all. And so what I wanted to do, because my credit, I mean, I told you I've been evicted before. Like, clearly that credit was shot. And it takes stuff 7 years to fall off. Thank you. Yeah, that's my first. What y'all call that? A super check? Oh my God. Thank you, Miss Disney. This is the best $4.99 of my life. Oh my God, y'all. This just made me so happy. Thank you. Oh, I'm such a big baby. So much gratitude that you even think enough of me for that. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Oh, thanks. I don't even know what you call it, but I appreciate it. But I rented a car for years and I paid way more. Jasmine, thank you. Y'all really got me over here. Like, I am not finna cry. This is my first live ever, and y'all not gonna know that I'm really just like a big old baby. Okay. For me to have a smart mouth, I'm a big old baby. Not today. Not today. I'm not doing it anyway. I appreciate y'all. So I have been evicted, of course, repossessions galore. We didn't even talk about that. So when I got back from traveling the world for a year, ended up getting a house, which wasn't nothing but a manifestation. They didn't pull the credit or nothing, because if they had, I probably would. I'm talking a 7-bedroom house, gated community with a guest house. Okay. All right. End up getting that, but couldn't find a car. I would go looking for cars, and basically they wanted me to pay almost 100% of the car. Like, you want 80% down, and they're like, well, you pay 80% down, and then it's 20% you pay in payments, and then you refinance in a year. Sir, F you. Okay. So me and Enterprise, we've been buddies for years. Like, I have so many points with Enterprise, even to this day. Thank you so much. Yeah, listen. I think I'm the only person in the world $5 had me like, oh. Y'all, what y'all call it? Side note, I'm inappropriate as AF, okay? Y'all like busting my YouTube live cherry, okay? I bet my son upstairs like, damn, my mama talking. Yes, thank you. Now, when I'm done, I gotta figure out how to get it. We gotta learn lessons. I don't know how to get it. Where you get it from? Mika, thank you. I gotta figure it out. $10. Mika, you better, girl. Thank you. But for real, where you get it from? I gotta find it. In the back. I don't know where it's at, but we go find it. I'm go Google and find out where you get it. My friend Monique that's on here, Monique know the most random stuff. Watch this. Monique, if you still on here, you'll DM me and tell me where to get it from, because I know you know. I ask her anything about tech. She'd be like, okay, this is what you do. You do step 1. I don't even look it up no more. She to look up. I'm gonna look up for Monique. Okay. That's where you go. But anyway, so I'm doing all of this. There she go. I know you will. There you go, Monique. And she finna give me step by step too. Watch, she a Virgo. You gotta let Virgo. Do you hear me? Virgos be needing to Virgo through life. That's what they good for. They love it. They know it. There's some random stuff. Like, girl, why do you know this? But thank you. And then one day, she told me, I'm like, girl, you ain't never did this. How you know? Well, you know, Mark and them had sent Marcus and Zuckerberg. They sent an email. Girl, you read them emails? Listen, right. Monique for the went. I'm not lying. I do not know how she created like that. But any of them be like, girl, I don't know how to do this. Help your girl out. Help you for. I'm a Virgo. Listen, I love Virgos. Like I really love Virgo. But I talk about y'all. I be like, oh, can y'all stop over analyzing life? Can you just do it? I talk about y'all so bad. She go off on me all the time. Do you hear me? So, I'm confused. What that mean? I don't even know. Let me not get look. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. Anyway, so rent a car. Long story short, 5 years. And during those 5 years, like from time to time, I would be driving a rental car and I would look down at like a traffic light. And y'all know the car, the little wheel in the middle part that's solid. And I would just rub my hand there and I feel a Mercedes symbol. Right. And I do that from time to time and just go on about my business. Yeah, I had completely forgot about that. When I say completely forgot about it. So I was one of them people, bad credit. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let everything fall off my credit. So I did. I waited my 7 years, rebuilt my credit and did it that way. Was able to get a car. And my first car after that was a Mercedes SUV. So maybe like a year ago, 2 years ago, I'm at a traffic light and I'm in the middle and I do the little symbol. And as my finger went over it, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And I have those moments all the time where I don't realize that I manifested it. Like I did it and I moved on because that's how manifesting works. Like you don't grasp it, that you actually put this out there and then I go on about my life and then it show up and then it still didn't occur to me. But I remember going to 10, 11, 12 finance companies and getting no after no after no after no after no. Yeah. And I didn't persist with that. I just said, oh, I'm gonna have it. Drew the little symbol and would go on about my business. Oh, a moderator. Okay, that's what you was. Okay, got you. Because I was like, wait, what that mean? I got what you're trying to say. Yes. So Lawan, you sick of me being random? Is that what it is? I told y'all got to be prepared to be with me for like a couple of hours. We do this. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. Okay, listen, y'all. Y'all sick of hearing me talk random, so that's okay. But if you smart, you have heard every last lesson I gave y'all, and I done gave y'all a gazillion of them. Okay. So yeah, you want to have the big picture. You want to get very clear on what the big picture is that you want in your life. And you have to make sure that you're not just thinking of one thing. You're thinking of your life as a whole. It is the biggest mistake that I see being taught over and over and over and over and over and over and over again on YouTube. And what they say grinds my gears because it's a way of manifesting that makes you tired, and that's why you then have to do all that persisting. You literally can decide what you want, think about it a couple times and go on about your life and just create it when you start thinking of big picture. So that's number one. Number two is really adopting new beliefs, and not necessarily, yeah, about the thing, but not necessarily. When I talk about adopting new beliefs, the new beliefs that I am talking about is the new beliefs around who you are. So, not the new beliefs around a car or your credit or your house or your man or your woman, or your weight or your money or your business, but around you. The new beliefs that you need to adopt is that you have complete dominion over your life, over your kingdom. This kingdom of you, think of a circle, see you, and know you got dominion of everything in it. And everything in that is everything that you desire that makes you happy. Everything. You got dominion over that. So within the kingdom that you have been giving dominion of, what's inside of there? What's in there? The belief you need to adopt is that I actually have power in my life. So the reality is we're going to get into it. So the reality is most people aren't even comfortable with sitting and saying I'm the God of my reality. Most people are not comfortable with the idea that I was created in God's image and I have been given the same power and authority. So, first, it's moving through that. And there are so many different ways to do belief. So, of course, yeah, you can go to a neurophysicist, hooked up to them. You can do the whole little thing right there. But for most people at home, few ways. Number one, you're going to affirm, but not like the basic affirmations. You want to affirm with feeling and make it a very consistent part of your life. Very consistent part of your life. You want to only listen to, watch, which actually ties into the next two as well. Listen to, watch, absorb, attend, have conversations about the things that support the new beliefs. What tends to happen is we're like, oh, I need to believe this. And yet we go listen to messages that are telling us the complete opposite. So if you are moving to a space that you believe you have complete dominion over your life, you don't need to go hear messages. So um there are very few pastors that I would say when we think about church that I like going that I can listen to, because I get real mad and I'm yelling at the camera, or if I'm in the service. I remember going to church with my family and I got up and went outside and sat in the car. I was like, I'm not about to listen to this service while this pastor tell y'all how hard life is. Like, this a no for me. This not finna get in my spirit. So I tell you what, I'm finna go out here and I'm gonna sit in this car and you holler at me later. And when y'all done, come on out there. It's fine. You ain't got to rush. You ain't got to rush, mama. Sit here. But this ain't getting in my spirit. Y'all want this in your spirit? Get it. So developing new beliefs isn't just about the I love Reverend Knight. Developing new beliefs isn't just about your affirmations and what you're saying. Developing new beliefs is about everything around you. You can't develop a new belief if you're around and having conversations with people that's talking about the complete opposite. You literally need to create a bubble, I guess we'll call it. Create a bubble where you're not entertaining anything else. And actually, I'm gonna go ahead and tie this in with the fourth one, which is environment. You'll see that on there. This ties in with environment. One of the things that I did when I was really getting ready to build my business, well, I guess I was in the process of it, and I had just been put out food stamps because, long story short, somebody told the people I had a business. And I don't know why telling people you have a business, me having a business and having money ain't the same. Yeah, I got a business, but I ain't making none. That's why I'm on food stamps. Anyway, so they put me on food stamps. And I'm telling you something amazing. Ain't nothing like not knowing how you gonna feed your child for you to figure out how to make everything else work. Because she figured it out. Actually, that was the biggest blessing. Sometimes people think they shitting on you, and all they doing is blessing you. All they doing is making a move that's making sure everything else aligns to bless you the way you need to. So it was the biggest blessing in the world. Thank you. Hallelujah. All right. But during that time, I had created a bubble for myself, and I had friends, specifically one who I love, like a big sister, but um, she was always talking about like money troubles and those things. And if I'm having issues with money and struggles with money, I can't. I don't want to hear your struggles. See, what that is a trauma bond. Oftentimes, the only thing you talk about with certain friends and stuff like that, because you have a trauma bond. Without that trauma, without the conversation of the trauma, what do you have? What do you have? Right? And so I had to get to a point where I just quit talking to her. Like, we didn't fall out or nothing. I just was like, I think I made up an excuse. Yes, exactly what I did. Maybe so I think I told her I had met a new guy or something like that. Made up some so she could think, oh, I'm just spending time with him. No, I'm spending time with me. I'm not gonna be talking to you because I don't want to hear that shit. And then when I did talk to her, it would be very short-lived because I don't want to hear all the conversation about what I don't have and the lack and all of those things, right? So I made sure that everybody I talked to was talking about something positive. And let me tell y'all a secret. That's when I found out I wasn't talking to nobody that was talking about abundance. I wasn't talking to nobody that was talking about wealth. I wasn't talking to nobody that was talking about building. I was like, dang, girl, you ain't got nobody to talk to. So you want to know who I was talking to? That's when Florence Scovel Sheen became my best friend. Me and Florence, I listened to The Game of Life and How to Play It on Audible at least twice a day. It's only 2 hours, if not more. I was living with my mom. I would put my headphones in my ear. I'd be walking through the house with headphones on. She used to be like, "You so rude, going around people with headphones on." I'm gonna be rude. I'm gonna take that. Fine, I'm rude, whatever. But what we go get is this programming. I made sure that my environment supported the belief that I had dominion over my kingdom. And so that meant that I didn't allow my brain to have downtime unless it was sleep. If I was awake, if I wasn't like doing something with Caden, and let me be clear, my son is Caden. My son was in kindergarten, and I'm a little ashamed. This boy used to be in the backseat quoting Florence Scovel Sheen when she would say something to get to a part. And he'll quote it, and I would be so tickled, but that's okay, because you know what that means is in his subconscious as well, right? So I literally would get up to the space where, like, at all times, something that's playing is something that's talking about where I desire to be, that's speaking life into me, that's speaking power into me. So new beliefs is deeper than an affirmation or subliminal. It is about everything in your life, because you can affirm all day and then call your homegirl or your homeboy and they telling you, if you affirming about manifesting an amazing partnership and they telling you how they woman ain't shit, how that's working out. That you don't need that in your spirit. You don't even need that anywhere. No, 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 no. Does that make sense? Trauma bond around slavery thinking, reprogramming all day long. Exactly. It literally got to the point, I'm not even gonna lie. It got to a point where it was almost every waking moment. I would wake up and turn on some sort of audio that supported my thinking. I really do. Like, if you play a part of the book right now, I can finish sentences, and I still listen to it when I feel the need to, right? I still listen to it. And I'm going to be very clear with you. These 4 steps right here, it took me 4 months. 4. I had been working, like, I had already manifested the 15K in a weekend. I had already manifested things, but it took me 4 months to heal my money programming, which somebody might be like, that's a long time. Baby, 4 months ain't a long time when you just spend 27, 28, 29 years with a different thinking. No, it ain't. That's quick. It's quick. In 4 months, before then, I'm on food stamps. Maybe sometimes 400, 500 a month, staying with my mama, maybe 1,000. Within the 4 months, I got up to like 4,000, 5,000 within the 4 months, which felt good from nothing, right? I know I can buy groceries now, right? I know I can feed my child. By the end of the fourth month, I was at 12,000. I skipped 8,000. I went to like $4,000 a month, and I skipped all the way to $12,000 in 4 months. 4. And the only thing I did is what I'm telling you. I got clear on what I wanted my life to look like. I wasn't trying to manifest a car, a trip. I wasn't trying to manifest just money. I was trying to manifest a life. Now, money was involved in that. That's the only way you will get that life. But I looked at my life, big picture, new beliefs. I started listening to that. And even though it was hard for me to grasp onto, you guys know I'm an ordained minister. And so at the beginning of this process, like, I was still in church, like in the front of the church, laying hands. Like, I'm in it, right? And that was difficult. I had to make a decision. Do I want to still be in this environment that's teaching this, when the truth is, the more I do this, the more I don't really believe this in this way. Not this way. Because I believe God wants me to know I got power. Not that I'm this helpless person waiting for somebody to give me something. What I was given was the power. That was the gift. That was the blessing. You know what I'm saying? So I had to make a decision. I left church during that time as well. But I literally went, basically, like I said, almost nothing. It was never really consistent. Might have a month of 500, maybe 800, 1,000, but never really like a lot. To about 4, and then 12. And then I went from 12,000 to 30K months consistently within maybe like 4 or 5 months after that. Like, it was just like that. But it took me 4 months to shift my just my programming around money, my beliefs around money. And I'm gonna tell you when I knew my beliefs started to change. I ended up leaving the country short. It was the end of that year that I ended up leaving the country. So I went from like at my mama house, broke and got nothing. But I never felt like I never felt like that's the weird thing. I didn't feel like I didn't have any money until it was something I wanted to buy. Then I felt like it. But I never really felt like that. And I always knew like this is just temporary. This is weird. I went like this ain't how I was right. I don't even know what's happening right now, right? And now in hindsight, I always wonder if a little bit of that was for me to even be able to see another point of view, to know what it's like, so that sometimes we need that contrast, right? But this is when I knew for sure that my money woes had shifted, not because I was making money, because I had been making money for quite a while, but my money woes hadn't shifted. Let me tell you why I know. So things had shifted and I started making money, but I still felt, I guess, insecure around money, or I didn't trust money. I didn't trust that money would always be there. So like, even though I was making money, I was still like hustling, and I was still, like trying to figure out how to make it go, and worried about like, oh, if you lose clients, and if you lose this, and if you lose that. So even though I had started making money, I didn't stop my practice. See, partly what people do, they do this and they stop their practice. I never stopped. I kept it going. So, a few months passed, end of the year, end up leaving the country. I traveled for a year with my son. We went to we stopped at Italy first, Sicily, which is where I bought my house, because I knew then. I was like, I'm in love with Italian villages. Sicily first. Then we went to girl, little area called Casanova, that's like in the Florence area, Florence, Pisa area. And then we left there and we went to Amsterdam, and then we went to Singapore and Bali. Telling you for a reason. So that's 5 places, right? We stayed at each place a month. So we 5 months in. I'm telling you for the timetable. We left Bali and we spent New Year's in Bali. Remember I told you that. And then left Bali and we go. Well, outside my window talking. We left Bali and we went to Malta. And I didn't like plan out the whole trip. I planned out one stop. I work like that anyway. Like, I don't need a bunch of planning. Let me know where I'm going, and then we'll worry about the rest later. So while I was in Bali, we stayed in Bali for 3 months. Don't ask no questions. Yeah, you ain't supposed to, but in Bali, you can get the people, the immigration, to give you a little extra. Just slide them a little something. So I ended up staying there 3 months. And at the end of the 3 months, I was like, but do you want to stay here longer, or where do you want to go? But it was wintertime. And I was like, baby, I like it. I like it being warm. So I started Googling like where in Europe is warm. Don't trust Google. Okay. So ended up going to Malta, which was my next step, and get to Malta and it's freezing. Now, compared to like for real cold, it wasn't freezing, but y'all got to realize I hadn't been in cold in this point in probably about a year, because I left during the summertime, and then I kept going to countries that was either in their summer or warm. So we get to Malta, and I want to say it was like in the 60s, high 50s, 60s. Listen, that was cold. I don't care what nobody say. Meanwhile, we just left Bali with these little thin pants, tank tops. It's cold. So I'm like, okay, so we need to go to the mall. So I think we got there the first day. We didn't go to the mall till the next morning because we didn't get there till the evening time. The wind was whipping. We was right on the water. Tell me why. Yeah, the 4 Agreements was one of those I read during that time too. Tell me why I go to the mall the next day. Me and my baby, we walking through. The particular mall, the store we went in was like a department store. So of course they had shoes, they had clothes, they had coats. They had all the things. So I'm picking up all the stuff, and instead of checking out at each section, I was like, let's just go to the next section so I could do one checkout. So I get ready to check out and go over there to the checkout part. And please tell me why it went to the man rung the boots up. And because I got a pair of boots too. And the boots was like $200 and some dollars. And I paused and I looked. And I was like, those boots $200 or euro. And he was like, yeah, you want to put them back? Like he assumed I wanted to put them back. And I was like, no. He was like, you sure? But the look on my face wasn't about me wanting to put them back. The look on my face was, in that moment, I realized I've been in this store for about 2 hours and I ain't looked at no prices. Not one. Now, how much is this stuff? You just picking up stuff. And that might seem like, why is that important? Here's why. Because I had been living my life secretly scared that I was going to swipe my debit card and my card was declined. Even though I had been making money, it had been declined so much that was a part of like my programming. So I moved with that fear. I would always be looking at prices to make sure it fit into my budget. And I realized I went in this store and really picked up all this stuff and didn't look at one price. And I literally left and I cried. Thank you, Self Taught Nails. Thank you, boo. I went and I cried. And it sounds like ridiculous. Like, why would you cry? And I cried because I was like, God, it's so good. A year ago, I wouldn't have never. I couldn't have never. And I went in this store. And I went concerned. My needs was met. And it was just like, even though my life had been changing for months, it really like solidified in for me at that point. So I'm saying it don't take forever. You know, you'll start seeing changes quickly, but even after it changes, you got to keep it going so it can solidify in. You got to keep your environment shifting. You have to keep making sure you're reading the books and you're watching videos and you're having people in your life. And if you ain't got people in your life, you find people like me and you watch their videos and you communicate. Like I talk back, I be in the comments. I ain't too good to have a conversation. It might take me a minute if I'm busy, but there is nothing. I said I was not crying. There is nothing like when you realize that you went from not even knowing how you gonna do anything to like you not even looking at prices. Like y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. And in that moment, it wasn't like I was crying because I was sad. I was crying with gratitude. I was crying because like, oh my God, like the work has been working. The work has been working. But it was all so subtle. It was just all so subtle. And one day it was just soon as the boots was rung up, it was like, what is happening? You know, thank you, Coach Gentry. I appreciate it. I'm so sorry, guys. I said I was not crying. I don't even like people to know I'm a crybaby. Oh my God. I don't even like people to know. But it's so important that you realize that when you start looking at big picture, your whole life can change quickly. I don't be sitting up worried about manifesting no one thing. I be like, oh, I want such and such. Well, let me go look for it. Or if I ain't getting it today, oh, I want that. I'm gonna make sure I get that. Sooner or later, it's gonna come back. But that's because I've done the work. This work, you do the big picture thinking. It's important. That's why I say you want to come back to this guy every 6 months. Big picture thinking. What do you really want? And in 6 months, you might realize what you wanted today on January 1st, 2022. You thought you wanted in 6 months. You're like, you know what? I got that. But you know what? That was small thinking for what I'm being called for. But sometimes you don't even know it's small till you get there because where you are is great for where you are, right? So it's okay for that to shift. It's okay. Keep coming back every 6 months. You got to develop these new beliefs, and you develop the new beliefs by shifting your environment. I call it input versus output. On the second page, you're going to see, girl, you cannot be no baby, girl. You cannot. You got to get it together, bam. Oh, I love y'all. Okay, y'all. This don't make no sense. Thank you. On the second page, I talked about input, asking questions, and one of them is about, your input versus output. Are you ensuring that your internal environment is clean? I think when your internal environment, your thoughts, the beliefs, your thoughts, when you're having negative beliefs that's opposite of what you truly desire, those are dirty thoughts. That's dirty. That's dirty. I don't think about sex is dirty, but that's dirty, right? Those are dirty thoughts. Is your internal environment clean? Are you making sure that your input, the things you're getting from the outside, is clean? pure of heart? Are they godlike? Are they higher frequency? Do they match what you want? Right? That's very important. So your environment is your internal environment and your external environment. It might mean you need to move. It might mean like that need to be a goal, is that you will have to get up and you have to go. For me, at the time I left the country, I don't think I ever said this before to a human, actually. At the time I left the country, I had been wanting to leave and travel for a year anyway. But I was living with my mom and I had moved out 3, 4 times. And then something happened and I can't pay my rent and I need to move back home, right? Somewhere inevitably always happen. And so I decided I won't try to move. I'm just gonna travel. And so that way, if I quote unquote fail, it ain't, and I'm coming back. It ain't like I moved, I was just traveling and you got to go back home. That's really how that ended up happening. I had been wanting to move, but it didn't actually happen until then. And it was difficult. I love my mom, but listen, a lot of times mama and daughter relationships is like this headbutt. And I'm sure she was annoyed with me being there and me not being able to contribute the way she probably wanted me to contribute. And, it's like, you know what? I need to change my environment. And the shift was when I changed my environment. It was like it had already started shifting. I had got up to 12, but that 30 didn't come until I left the house and went to another country that first month gone. Sometimes you got to figure out, how do I change my environment? And instead of coming up with all the reasons you can't, you're going to have to come up with, how can I? Right? Because we can always find out and find reasons and ways to not do something, but the work is finding out, but how can I? And there's always a way. There is always a way. I don't care what you think. You just don't see it yet. There's always a way. I just don't see it yet, but there's a way. The truth is, everything you say you want on step 1, the big picture, you already got. You just don't see it yet. You already got it. It's in the quantum. And I'm going to talk about that on another live another time. It's in the quantum. It's already there. There are multiple doors already existing. It's just you walk through the one that you're in now. But what I'm telling you is, the reason it didn't take me long is because it was already existing. I just needed to walk through the door. And in that door, though, that version of Stephanie was a Stephanie with certain thought processes, certain belief systems, certain conversations. Stephanie couldn't have the same conversations over here that's healed around money that she was having over here that's broken around money. Your conversation go change, which ultimately probably do mean your friends go change. Your people go change. You got to. So big picture thinking, new beliefs, how you change your beliefs, you got to make sure your environment changes. And the third one, we kind of skipped around, is your habits. You need new habits. What does your life look like? Sometimes having conversations with friends is a habit. Hopping on the phone with certain people, having certain conversations is a habit. But your habits are also, just like you wake up and you go pee and you brush your teeth and you wash your face. How about you make a new habit where you go wake up and before you go pee, before it kick in, you make a big picture of what you desire for your day. Like, I love to do that for my day. Remember, I put the video, maybe 3 or 4 videos about like waking up and wondering what's amazing going to happen. Like, that's a new habit. That's a habit. Create habits that support you creating magic in your life. Create that habit. I hate when people would say something like, man, I hit my toe this morning. I mean, I'm going to have a bad day. No, that meant you had a bad moment. Bad moments don't mean bad days. It's just a moment. I refuse to let a bad moment, even if it's a bad 15 moments, it could be 15 minutes. It could be 5 hours. And I'm like, this ain't gonna ruin my day. My day gonna be good. It don't matter that I had bad moments in it. Everything's about the meaning you assign to it. I'm doing a video about this. Oh, baby, I'm gonna have to go back through something. I ain't gonna go back through. Somebody gonna have to go back through and tell me everything I said I was gonna make a video about. But everything's about what we assign the meaning to, right? So just because something bad happened does not ultimately mean that either it's bad, you're bad, or you're going to have a bad day. It was just a bad thing. It's a bad moment. That's it. Create new habits in your day. I have habits in my day. Now, sometimes when I'm driving, I'll create new affirmations and not affirmations, but well, yeah, I guess it's an affirmations track. I would do an affirmation audible affirmations track. And I will typically put beats behind the affirmation because there's a difference between an affirmation track and a subliminal track. So typically the subliminal track, you should not be able to hear, the voice necessarily. Sometimes I'll call it subliminal because that's what people know of it as. But if we really look at the way subliminals are set up, your subconscious hears it, right? But people feel comfortable more so with affirmations track. So most of the time I just call it a subliminal, but they affirmations track if you hear the voice. So anyway, I'll create an affirmations track. And one of my habits is like when I'm driving, I'll listen to my affirmation track. Those are just different habits. So create new habits for yourself. Create new habits that, maybe while you're brushing your teeth, you're going through different affirmations in your mind, based upon whatever it is you're trying to create. So if it's like really a worthiness thing, like you brushing your teeth and it's like, I'm worthy, I'm lovable, I am loved, I am happy, I am joyful, like all those things, right? So create it based upon what it is you need, but you definitely need to create new habits in your day. So again, it's not enough. And that's why I hate like, oh, we're just going to visualize. I'm a visualization girl. I love visualizing. I visualize, like I can visualize while I'm talking to you and see a whole picture in front of me. It's just my thing. You can tell it's getting dark outside because it's like a little shadow thing going on in here. Let's see if that's better. But that's a thing I love to do. And also, that's only hitting one side. You need to hit all sides of your brain in order for real new beliefs to hit. Your brain is complex. So if you're just doing visualizations, that's fine and you'll manifest that thing. But next, you're going to have to do it for the next thing. And it's constantly work. But if we're talking about being a person who thinks a thing and manifests a thing, you can't, that's not the smartest way to do it. You want to hit all parts of the brain. You want to make sure different parts of your brain light up that needs to light up in order to make this a part of your actual core belief system. And a part of it so that even now, so like now I can be around people with horrible money beliefs and I don't adopt them anymore. But that's because I don't just picture, I don't just affirm. I make sure I'm picturing, I'm affirming, I'm getting appropriate input, I'm doing appropriate output, I'm doing practices, I'm adopting new habits. Like it's literally every part of me is I become the person who's wealthy. I become the person who manifests everything she desires. I become that person. That's what you have to do when we are talking about subconscious manifesting. It's more than just a visualization because you don't want to spend like that. Somebody asked, it's been a while, but I did see it. They said, can you get obsessed with the manifestation? Yeah, when you feel like you have to persist and stress out about it. When you become the manifestation, you become the person that has the things you already desire. You don't stress out about it. For what? You can't stress out about what you got. You can't stress out about what you got, child. You only stress out about what you don't have. So it don't matter if your mouth saying and you affirming, I got it. If you stressing out about it, that's why I say you got to hit all these pieces at the same time. You can't just do no one. You have to do all of them in order for it to be a true, long-lasting shift. It's why, again, and I should have said this in the SP video, a lot of times people manifest their SP and they manifest the SP and they either lose them, they go cheat on them, the same shit they did to lose them the first time becomes a thing. And yeah, you guys can say like, oh, it's self-concept. Yeah, that's it. But also you didn't really change who you were. You have to really become someone different. And everybody I know who really do this work and become somebody different, whoever it is they're trying to manifest, if it's like an ex and something went horribly bad in it, they don't even want them no more because they changed. You cannot be a new person and want the same old shit. You ain't new, won't know. I mean, I do like antiques, but that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? You're not a new person. Sitting here, the conversations I have as a multi-seven-figure earner are not the conversations I had when I was working for AT&T at $75,000 a year. $75,000 a year ain't no little bit of money, but the conversation is different. I talk about investments now. wasn't talking about investing nothing in. I was talking about, let's go on a little vacation. What we having for lunch? We was going over there to PF Chang's across the street. I don't even like PF Chang's no more. The conversation, everything changes. Everything shifts. So the idea that you go become somebody new and won't and be talking about the same thing from yesterday, it's just somebody. And that's why I don't like just the general manifestation conversation. We really got to talk about becoming new people. We really got to talk about embodying a new version of ourselves. That's what's important. I hope this makes sense to y'all. I became obsessed at one point. Girl, I done been obsessed too. And let me tell you something. Becoming obsessed, I have you thinking you losing your mind. You literally feel like you losing your mind. And it ain't even necessary. It's not even necessary. I hope that makes sense to y'all, because live from it. Exactly. Is picturing, vision board, or visualization. It could be both. Some people need a physical representation in terms of a vision board, but I prefer seeing internally, because when you see internally, you feel it internally. Like, think about it, even with the vision board. So yeah, I didn't feel like going into this long story, but even when I ain't had no money, y'all, I ain't even lying to y'all. I wouldn't even, during that time I was staying with my mama, I actually had a house in Puerto Rico. Not even lying to y'all. Had a house in Puerto Rico, 5-bedroom house. I ain't figured out yet how I manifested this house, because I definitely manifested it from lack. Okay. I manifested this house. And that's the whole thing. Somebody ended up stealing money from me. I had them looking over the house. I digress. Got the house because I put it on a vision board. On the vision board, one of the pictures was like a family walking on the beach, and a little puppy was there. So my son is probably 2, 3. And he would come in there, and he still to this day, he'll meditate. He'll go through all like spiritual woo stuff. I mean, regular kid, because he probably playing video games right now or watching a movie, but he will definitely do those things. So he was like, "Mommy, what are you looking at?" And I was telling him, and I said, "Sit here with Mommy, and can you feel us? Like, okay, look at it. You see it?" He said, "Yeah." "Okay, now I want you to pretend your toes in the sand right now." He was like, "Oh, I feel it. You feel the water hit me?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so, like, even though on a vision board you're seeing it, you still got to tap into the feeling. So either way it go, you still go internally visualize it, if that makes sense. I just heard that story earlier. Okay, I'm like, girl, I just can't, because that story's so long. But yeah, like, and that's what I'm saying. I've been a manifester, and sometimes I didn't even know how I manifested it. I remember, hey, Nikki. I remember the story about, yes, because I'm like, I told her the time. That's why, girl, I can't even tell it no more. And I'm like, I know here on YouTube, I'm new on YouTube, so YouTube don't know all my stories. But I'm like, y'all be want to hear this story? I done told it a million times, but y'all ain't heard the story. I manifested in a day, but sometimes I messed up. Fresh girl, I don't know if you really can mess up anything. I really am a person that you don't mess up anything. You don't really mess up anything. Not really. I feel like that ideology of us messing stuff up is another reason and way for humans to be guilted and feel like it was my fault. And it's like, you know what? You didn't mess it up. Who's to say that there was something bigger you were picturing? And in order for you to have really true happiness, you didn't need that. So I've had situations where there were small things that I wanted to get. And for some reason, it's like, damn, why I can't get it? And it's not until years later I look back and realize if I had got that, my life today wouldn't be my life today, which is what I desired. If I had gotten that, I wouldn't have like, I sometimes like, I don't feel bad about it, but I feel bad saying it, especially when people have hard times. But I have an amazing life. My life has changed so much from what it has been. Like, it didn't been shit too. So I've had both of them, but it's been things that I thought, people I thought I wanted. Oh, don't get me on that. It's been people I thought I wanted, and I look back on it and I'm like, baby, if I had got them, it ain't no way. Half the stuff I've done and had, it went no way, because that wouldn't have been able to work together. That just wouldn't have been able to work together. And sometimes we think we messed up our manifestation, and it's like, actually, no, the universe sees the bigger picture of what's being manifested, and that ain't included in that. And sometimes we think we want something, And that's why when I talk about specifically SPs, but this go for everything, I would rather you not focus on the thing. So like we can do this with people or cars. So like say you wanted, we'll go back to like a Mercedes, right? Say you wanted a Mercedes and you see a Mercedes on a car lot and you like trying to manifest that Mercedes and you trying to manifest that Mercedes and then you doing a big picture and you ain't just couldn't get that Mercedes and you like, I messed it up. And then later you flip around and you find out that Mercedes had a bad motor. And you do end up getting a Mercedes, a completely different one. It's okay to know what you want. Let's not fixate on that one way, that one vehicle, which again is why that whole SP conversation is like what you want is to be loved. And the only reason you obsess over one particular person is because you believe in lack. Let's talk about that for a minute. People believe in lack of love. You believe that if you lose this one person, you will never ever love like that or be loved in that way again. But I'm here to tell you, you can be loved greater. There's always greater. You can be loved greater. You can be loved wholly. You can be loved wholly. So when you focus on who you really like, that feeling you want with your partner, it might be the same one or it might be somebody better. You don't know. And be open to however. I always talk about being open to how the universe want to deliver things to you. Does that make sense to you? Flip back over here. Happens to me. I thought I messed up trying to manifest a new Tahoe. Never could get it. Ended up with I missed it, Steph. Girl, I didn't just nicknamed you. I just feel like I can because my name's Stephanie too. Like I just feel like, just feel like I can do it. Let me see what else I'm missing. I love it. It's affirming to see you, a young Black girl, doing all you're doing. I'm inspired. Love hearing your stories. Just found you yesterday. Oh, thank you. I do have receipts though. When people be questioning me, I'm like, just Google. I try not to be like real. And something about me, like I'm super like down to earth. I'm super down to earth. I don't consider myself humble. I don't like the word humble. And I remember looking up the definition for humble once, and I was like, I don't even want to be that. Why y'all want to be that? But I am down to earth until people question me, and I'm like, hey, I worked real. I have really well. I'm lying. I ain't work hard, but I worked. I don't work hard. I don't even believe in hard work, and I don't believe hard work is necessary. But I work smart, and I do what I feel called to do, and I do have long days sometimes. But when people make me mad, that's usually when it come out. It's like, hold on. And I'm like, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Let me go back to this little calm, Stephanie. The infinity was way more than I could have ever imagined. Listen to me. Listen to me, Steph. This is how it works. We get so fixated on one vehicle, one thing, one way. And it might be way more than you think waiting for you. I remember hearing a story Oprah told. I feel like we all know Oprah. Oprah told a story one time about being young, and she was looking out her goal was to be able to look out the kitchen window and see trees out her kitchen window. And I'd seen her that story a bunch of times, and she said she finally ended up getting a house and she had a bunch of trees out her kitchen window. But recently, early in the year, I feel like it was during the pandemic, she said she counted the trees. Now she knows she ain't counting the trees. Trust me, she did not, because listen to me. She had somebody count them trees, but whatever. She said she counted the trees, and I think she said she had 500 or some trees on her big window. What's that at? 500 or something? Anyway, in her vision, she only had like 3, 4, 5 trees. It took her a while to get the trees, but when she got them, she realized it was way more for her than she ever could have imagined for herself. And sometimes we have to trust that if we manifest in something, that if for whatever reason that thing we trying to get, because see something, and we can get the thing that's not actually good for us. That's why you end up manifesting it and it doesn't stay. Focus on what you feel like with the thing. Focus on that and then allow the thing to come to you in the most perfect way. I think this is the most responsible way to teach this. I could teach you something different. I mean, if I could tell you how to manifest anything. So you got to manifest some BS. But is that responsible? It depends on where your ethics are and where your integrity is. I know what mine is, And I done brought stuff in my life that I ain't want for real. I thought I wanted it until I got it, and I'm like, this is horrible. Right? I hope that makes sense. You guys, too much scrolling to do. Okay, let me just review this. Big picture. You want to start off with big picture thinking. Let's stop manifesting little small baby stuff. You greater than that. You want more than that. You know it. And when you start fixating on small things, you're becoming obsessed with that thing. And that ain't even healthy in the first place. Big picture, what do you want your life to look like? Now, once you get clear on that, when you visualize small things, they come to you much easier. Okay. You want to adopt new beliefs, and the main new beliefs you want to adopt, because the rest happens, because when you believe that you are the God of your reality, you have dominion in your kingdom, then automatically the worthiness comes along with that, right? But to get that together, you have to make sure your habits and your environment match. That means you might have to quit talking to some people. That might mean maybe if somebody live with you or you talk to or see every day, maybe you want to start wearing earbuds more often. Maybe you want to make sure you're distancing yourself in the way that you can distance yourself. But you got to make sure that environment fit. You got to make sure your input, the stuff that you're getting externally, it's the stuff you want. You might need to stop watching certain stuff on TV. It took me years to get to the point that I watch crazy stuff. Like crazy stuff, like it don't be that crazy. But like I don't watch reality TV unless it's like a design show or something like that. But I don't watch ratchet stuff. It don't even feel good to my spirit no more. And I don't find it funny. Like I don't watch it. But something that I do watch and listen to now that I wouldn't for a long time was like crime shows. I love me a murder, baby. I love me some Forensic Files. I love Crime Junkie podcasts. And I was actually saying the other day, I'm finna quit listening to that in a minute because I've been listening too much, because I pulled in my garage and was letting the garage door down real quick. I'm like, baby, you done got scared. Baby, you need to quit listening and watching this. You got to make sure your environment is matching what it is that you want to create, right? That's really important. What are you watching? What are you listening to? What conversations are you having? What books are you reading? What are you seeing every day? If you are so say maybe you can't move yet, maybe create a situation where you're going to a beautiful space every day. When it warms up, go to a beautiful park somewhere. That start Googling parks with waterfalls. One of the things that I've done before is I would work during the day from a beautiful hotel, the Ritz-Carlton, the Four Seasons, figure out all those different things. I still don't watch the news. My mama the news. Don't worry about it. She the news. She will make sure you know. I don't be going to know. I'm like, Mama, I ain't want to know that. But thanks. I just want you to know, girl, I did not need to know that. It didn't have nothing to do. Now, why you told me that? Now I'm worried about this situation. I didn't want to know this. So I don't watch the news. I try not to have any of those things there. You have to be very conscious and intentional. I feel like 2022, the word need to be intentional. Y'all got to be intentional with everything in your life. The videos you're watching, the music, everything. I don't become no hoe until I be listening to all that little sex music and stuff. Like that song On It with Ari Lennox and Jasmine Sullivan. I said, listen, even the music you listen to, okay? All of that matters. It brings out certain things in you. They matter. All right. I hope that made sense. I hope you all got it. In the guide, there are now questions for you to ask yourself. Go through, ask yourself those questions. They're reflective, and I want you to go through it consistently. So, like I said, once a quarter, once every 6 months, I wouldn't wait once a year, and consistently go through it. If I were you, pick a day, maybe on the first of every month, since it's the first of this month. Go through it all the time. For the audiobooks, Diamond, so The Game of Life and How to Play It is Florence Scovel Shinn. Actually, and I don't have it down here. It's on my night table. Florence got a few books. It's actually a book. So I listen to the audiobooks. So I'm weird. Let me tell you something. I had the audiobooks and I buy the books because I actually like books. But the audiobooks, like if I'm driving and stuff, or sometimes I need to drown out my thoughts, which sounds crazy, but you're gonna know what I mean. Sometimes that internal thought that's not what I desire gets loud. So call me bananas, whatever, it works. I put those earbuds in and I turn, baby. When I tell this, I'm like, you got bust your eardrum, well, baby. I'm gonna bust mine with these audiobooks, because if the only way I can quiet the voice is to drown it out, I will. I don't have to deal with that as much now, because it's almost like training your brain, right? Training your brain that these thoughts are not acceptable. We don't do this, and let's get it to something. So Florence Scovel Shinn, she has something called the Complete Reader. If you like books as well, I will order the Complete Reader, which is 4 books in one. I think it's that one, The Game of Life and How to Play It, Your Word is Your Wand, and two more. Them on two I know right off. Then you got The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. Then you have I don't know why I keep forgetting the name. Y'all put it in here earlier, but The Conversation with the Devil with Napoleon Hill. Outwitting the Devil. That's it. Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give you guys a few of my people. Hold on. Let me open this up. Let me open this up. I'ma give it to you. I'ma give it to you. Ooh, I'ma give it to you. What? Ooh. Okay, I be tripping. All right. Oh wait, I didn't mean to play that. Okay, The Power of the Spoken Word is the other one by Florence Scovel Shand. The Power of the Spoken Word. Again, Outwitting the Devil, it's Napoleon Hill and Sharon Lecter, which she's the editor, and I actually hate it. They should have left her off, but whatever. I have so many books in here. I'm trying to scroll through the ones that aren't relevant. Raymond Hollywell is a good one. Working with the Law is a very good one. Raymond Hollywell. Oh, this one is so good. I really liked this book. This is The Genie Within Your Subconscious Mind, What It Is and How to Use It. That one was really good, y'all. Oh, The Genie Within Your Subconscious Mind, What It Is and How to Use It. And it is by Harry Carpenter. Are y'all writing this down while I'm telling y'all? I hope y'all writing this down because I be doing something else. I do like Neville, but Neville does only come from one point. And because I'm big on subconscious reprogramming, I come from all different points. So most of my books, if you go through all of them, you cover all of them. If you're interested in neuroscience, not an audiobook necessarily, but a regular book is The Mind and the Brain by Jeffrey Schwartz. That's a really good one if you're interested in like the parts of the brain that actually light up. It's very important to know these different things because if not, you will just think like, oh, we go visualize and that's it. Like if you go on all these people who just teach Neville content, you see so many people who struggling with manifesting because it's a lot. It's a lot. And that's just one way. And if you don't know how to combat your feelings and emotions during the day, if you don't know how to combat those thoughts during the day, you can visualize every night. And I mean, eventually you might get it, but probably not. But we ain't gonna tell the truth because it's like, oh, how dare you say that? But I'm like, I love the content, but it got to be more to it. It's one that I'm thinking about, and I cannot. Why do I have this many books? Like, I'm not even joking. This is really ridiculous to have this many books. Of course, we said The Four Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. I think we said that one. And y'all know I love Neville. Yeah, it's about 30 Neville lectures in here. This one is good too, y'all. Listen. I'd be so excited. Don't worry about it. The Power of I Am and the Law of Attraction. A lot of people don't like the Law of Attraction. By the way, can we talk about that for like 2 seconds? Just 2 seconds. People don't like the Law of Attraction. They be like, well, I don't work with the Law of Attraction. I only work with Law of Assumption. That's why you stupid. Excuse me. That's why you're not smart. Same thing. But baby, you working with all of them at the same time. You can't be like, oh, I don't work with this. They're all working simultaneously. They all working. It's like saying I don't work with gravity. How you don't work with gravity? Ain't that gravity? How you don't work with? Yes, you do. That universal laws. That's all I was trying to say when I was saying, hey, you gotta be careful who you take content from because don't even be making no sense. It just don't make good sense. I'm like, now what now? Now you can say the one I like consciously working with But you're working with all of them, whether you want to or not, because they're universal laws. Anyway, The Power of I Am and the Law of Attraction by R.J. Banks. R.J. Banks. It's another good one. You know what? And I actually like this one. I have it in book form. I don't even know why I got it on Audible. Can I get a refund? Because baby, I had this for years. I had to. But I did like this in book form. It's an Abraham Hicks book, or I guess we'll say Esther Hicks, or whoever he Money and the Law of Attraction. I did like that one. I actually went to one of her things and I picked it up there. I did like that one. I think those are probably the top ones that I would say. But the RJ Banks one, really like that one. The Harry Carpenter one. And the reason I wanted to tell y'all those, because they're not like the mainstream ones, and that's what make them good. And listen, the book about faith, y'all, listen to me. Because I had thought about doing a series here on YouTube about it, but the truth is I don't want to redo it. I did it already. I have a podcast called The School of Quantum Living. The School of Quantum Living. It is on all podcasting platforms. We on Spotify, we on iTunes, we are on iHeartRadio. It's everywhere. In October, I did a 3-part series, 3 parts on faith. And it was a book, and it was one chapter. What is faith? It was so good. I'm not just saying it because it's mine. It actually was good, and everybody else say it's good too. It's good. Go listen to it. It is a game changer, because most people don't even really know what faith is. They think they know what faith is. And I can't think of the name, the whole name of the book, nor who is by. Neither one. I can't think of neither one. But I say it in the podcast. That one is good too. And I don't know why I don't know the name. It's on my night table as well. The page is raggedy. It's highlighted through. Like, I'm one of those book people. That one is good too. Like, oh my God. So I like giving books that, like, of course, I feel like the Florence and the Wallace and Napoleon and Neville are like always talked about. But these are other good ones that I think will like bring it in for you, man. They're so good. The one about faith, if you have a problem with the word, the name of this God works through faith. If you have a problem with the word God, which for a long time I did because church, we'll talk about that another day. But loop back around, like everything comes back, like I had to get clear. Loop back around. If you have not healed the trauma with the word God internally, it might be a little triggering because it talks about God and it actually pulls from scriptures. But it's different from Neville. But it's so good. And it's specifically about faith. Specifically. I hope that makes sense. Everybody asking about the guide. I did a video before this one. In the comment section is the link. And then under the community tab, I remembered it. Hey. Under the community tab, you will see the link for it. Okay. Link to the podcast. I don't know the direct link because we're on so many platforms, but if you go to link, I think that's it. Wait, is it tr.ee? Is that how you do it? See if that works. It's linktree.com/Stephanie. Did that come up? Hopefully it came up. Link TREE. I think. Hold up. Yeah, that's it. Hopefully it linked for y'all. So if you clicked right there, you can click the School of Quantum Living podcast, and then it should take you somewhere. I don't know where it take you. I think it'll take you to a page to show all the different platforms we put it on. Okay. We have been live long enough. We've been live since 2:37. We have done enough. I will do another Q&A. It has been a pleasure. I appreciate every last one of you who did the super chat thing. Is that what you call it? Ain't it super chat? Whatever you call it. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for being a safe place for me, because I cried and I on camera. Okay. Thank you for being a safe place for me. Thank you for showing up to my first live stream. This was so much fun. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching the videos. And let me know if you need anything. I want to do this consistently and really continue to grow this and give you guys my heart. It was a pleasure, and share it with people. Okay. And hopefully it saves in post. Let's hope. Happy New Year, guys. Mwah. Bye.